Bonjour, bienvenue à la salle de presse de la...
Welcome to the Commission's press room for our weekly press readout. We have the President of the Commission, Jean-Claude Juncker, and the President of the European Investment Bank, Mr. Werner Hoyer, with us today.
I give the floor to the President.
Ja, meine sehr verehrten Damen.
Ladies and gentlemen, pleased to see you in good form. This kind of pre-holiday feeling. I'd like to welcome the President of the European Investment Bank, Mr. Werner Hoyer, and the driving force between the investment plan. Now, I've been in China and Japan, back now to chair the Commission meeting, and I'm very pleased to be able to have Mr. Hoyer here, and I think it's good if we can report before the summer break on what we've done in the investment plan field in recent years. Thanks to the European Investment Fund for Strategic Investment paper, the European Fund for Strategic Investment has seen 335 million euros in additional investment coming in. What many had their doubts about from the outset, we have seen the leverage effect from this investment plan. This has allowed us to reach virtually the same investment level as we had before the financial crisis. The plan itself does impact on many different areas, many different projects which range from a project that has already managed to place hundreds of refugees and migrants on the Finnish labour market, cancer research for children, and a wind farm in Greece has been set up. That's one where 30% has come in already, 20% for energy, then for research and for digital and transport, the rest of the investment for social and the environmental affairs. 15 million additional households have been given a broadband connection. That has been made possible by the plan. And 500,000 new or renovated and above all affordable homes have been created. 700,000 SMEs in Europe have been able to benefit from the plan. 750,000 new jobs have been created, and EU GDP has risen 0.5%. This has been made possible because we have made sure that the European Investment Bank and the European Commission have worked seamlessly on this together. A lot of this is down to Werner Hoyer himself. It wouldn't have been possible without him. We have, if I remember, it was November 2014 we started on this. Werner and myself met in July before the European Parliament vote. We sat down and started thinking about this plan back then, and I'm very grateful to him that he has taken the lead on this plan, and I'd like to thank others who have been involved with this plan as well. You can't do anything on your own. You need others. And you can't do this on your own. I can't remember where we were, China or Japan. Brecht said that Caesar conquered Egypt, but he also had his cooks with him. And there are the cooks, the chefs, in the front row here, and I'd like to thank them very much indeed as well. This plan will continue in the coming years. By 2020, we're looking at raising this to 500 billion. We will have the EU Invest Plan coming into force, and hopefully something that has started so well and is so promising will be able to continue. In 2020, the 1.4 billion jobs will have been created, and the EU GDP will rise by 1.3%, which is not a negligible contribution, you have to say. The Invest EU plan and the Juncker Plan together and the new financial instruments will be used in the future. The Parliament has asked for 200 million euros to be used, and there were some discussions about debts and contracting new debts, but the private sector has actually stepped in, and the lion's share of the investment has come from the private sector. Under the EU investment plan, 650 billion will come from private investment. I'd like to thank President Hoyer for being such an inspiration behind the original plan and for having guided this project so smoothly along its way. The Commission is not a bank. The bank is not the Commission, of course, but we have worked together on this in the past. And in the future, this will continue.